What's up, everybody?
Hello.
Hi.
See
I
my
don't know what this was.
That's peace and
Seven.
high at the same
Peace. I like
time.
that, babe. Peace and high at the same time.
Come on in this
Thank you for
camera.
my pillow. Ah. Well, what's going on, people?
Hey.
It's us again.
Yes, it is.
It's the Williamses. Yep. You know these
You
faces.
brought back the Williamses.
Oh my God. I did that.
Yeah, you did.
I did that.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's all good. And if we're leaning a little bit, it's okay. I think the camera will get a little. We're not leaning. Okay.
And if it is, just tilt your head to the side.
Tilt your head.
Right.
There you go. So it's us again. We're here once again, and with another edition of Love Unscripted.
Hey, why are you so loud right now?
I don't know.
Yeah, you're a little loud.
Just
Okay.
a little bit.
Yeah. Just
Okay. Can y'all hear me out there?
Can you tell the people what the topic is going to be?
So tonight.
Oh wait, or like
Uh-huh.
so you introduced us, and then you normally
Right.
say thank you for coming into our allowing us into your home,
See?
into your
She's got it.
where you are. We just want to take an opportunity to
Yeah.
just let you into this is my impersonation.
She's doing good.
So that you can hear how things are in our household. That's my way of saying it. Sometimes they are great and they work out well, and sometimes it's something we're working on. And so hopefully you can learn. He doesn't like how I'm saying it.
No.
So hopefully you can learn from us.
Oh my God. She was too long, y'all. So let me get right to the topic. Well, this is my lovely wife, Ramona. My name is Wilbert, and we thank you once again for allowing us in. As my wife so beautifully stated, our topic for tonight is, when do you give your spouse a pass?
In this edition of
Love Unscripted. When do you give your spouse a pass?
Now, can you explain to the people what we mean by giving your spouse a pass? Because that could raise a few eyebrows.
I'm pretty sure some eyebrows got raised, but
Yeah.
calm down. As they say in Spanish, tranquila, tranquila.
Ooh, see. Babe got pretty teeth.
So, thank you, babe.
And
And so, let's take it down a notch. It's not that kind of pass, y'all. It ain't no pass out the door to do what you want to do. No, just putting that out there. It's right here. Keep it right here. I'm a little country.
No, you're corny.
I'm
Tone it down just a little bit. Okay,
having fun.
Let's keep going.
So when do you give your spouse a pass? So this basically is saying there are things that your spouse does that might annoy you at times. And
or not just annoy, or you might feel like it's not right, or they didn't do this right, or it could have been done differently. So
that's true.
Annoying is one, or they forgot to do, or promised you to do something, or maybe disappointed you in some type of way. And so, okay.
Right. She hit it on the head. So let me give you an example. Would you give your spouse a pass, or let's say your husband, let's play a game. Okay. Pass, no pass, right?
No pass.
Pass, no pass.
I like that.
If your husband was running late for work and he forgot to take out the trash on the trash day, pass or no pass? Pass. Hey, yeah, there you go. Give you a pass.
I'll give you a pass.
Wife's turn.
Okay. So I will start easy.
Oh.
So, would you give your husband a pass, or let's say your spouse a pass? You have to say husband or spouse?
Spouse.
Okay. Would you give your spouse a pass if, in your household, one person cooks, the other person washes the dishes? Would you give your spouse a pass if you cooked and the other person was supposed to wash the dishes and they didn't? Pass or no pass?
past.
All right.
So this our perspective on the past is when you come to objectively looking at your spouse's let's say things that they do or habits that they do that may not altogether appeal to you, you can look at this and say, you know what? That's my wife. Yeah. That's my husband. I said I do. And I do means I accept everything that comes with them. Right. Their flaws, their benefits, their perfections and their imperfections,
their shortcomings,
their shortfalls, their successes. Yeah. So, you shouldn't, to me, you shouldn't be that person that picks and chooses what you like about your spouse.
Right. Even if there are things that you don't like if makes sense. And you could probably tell from the two things that we brought up as a past or a no past were things that we have experienced, right? So they're just ways that we have our marriage is set up, and we've established that this is what you'll do, this is what I'll do, and things that since we've agreed on them, right? There's an expectation that's there for those things to happen. So what happens when those things don't happen? Do you give the other person a pass?
When the other person falls short.
When the other person falls short. And the thing about, the moment of pass or no pass is that it can be a moment where you are able to pass by and keep moving and not allowing things to trip you up, and you get all riled up, because I'll be honest, right? So let me talk about the example that I gave, right? My husband doesn't have to cook. He doesn't have to cook.
Not
if
at all.
He wants to cook, he can. I mean, he cooked me a grilled cheese sandwich one time. It was the bomb.
One time?
Yes, one time. And it was something else she cooked, but I don't know. Anyway, so he doesn't have to cook.
I think it was 2 grilled cheese sandwiches.
Probably. That's just how it's set up. It's not you're a woman, you cook, you're a man, you don't. That's just how we have it set up,
That's right.
And so one of the things that in that setup is I cook, he'll clean. I mean, there'll be some times where I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to just take care of it all so we can be done and sit down and chill. But in those moments that doesn't happen, that's the expectation. Initially, if there was a shortcoming of, hey, I cooked and the dishes didn't get washed, and now here it is the next morning, and I held up my end of the bargain. That's just the way, I looked at it. That there was this like, come on, I cooked, your belly was full, let's hold up your end of the bargain.
Oh my goodness, that's funny.
And so, but anyway, over time, what I learned is, okay, there are moments where it's just not going to happen. It won't happen. And so, even though I didn't look at it as a pass, because this is something that, a new phrase that I think we've kind of coined, but it was still looked at, okay, how much do you want to hold on to this moment? Is it that serious? Is it that necessary? And yes, can I say that I was annoyed? Absolutely. But how far do I take that?
Come on.
Right?
That's right.
And let me reiterate, I am saying that it was a process of me getting to that point of knowing that. So I think that's okay when you're saying, hey, I'm going to give my spouse a pass. Well, you give your spouse a pass, but know that you might have to work up to doing that. And I think that's okay.
A great example, another great example is, I've asked my wife if she would do things, and then, I'll come back and I'll follow up, hey, did you remember to do this for me, or did you do this for me? And she said, "Oh, I forgot," or "I was too busy," or she was
Mm-hmm.
telling me, "Well, I was doing all these things and it just didn't cross my mind," And at that point, I'm thinking, I put my wife at the top of the priority list, and I make sure that I want to do it because she asked me to, regardless of whatever else is going on in the world. And it made me feel like, and just like what she was saying about the dishes, it made me feel like, how is it that I do this? You know, I try to do every single thing she asked me to, and it seemed like so many different times, not so many different times, but several different times I've asked her to do things, and it seems to be forgotten at other things took priority. This is true, um, but and I asked her, and she tells me, "Oh, I forgot," or she gives me a reason why, and my phrase is, "It's okay."
Hopefully it is.
It's okay.
Because your girl has a lot on this.
It's okay. Um, you learn to build up to that past. You learn to deal with yourself. You learn to deal with not allowing that moment to take you and hold you hostage because of how things make you feel. That's why it should be a common practice to give your spouse a pass when they fall short. And
yeah, another word for that too can be grace.
yes. Oh, that's a good word. That's a good word.
To give your spouse grace, because I do think in
That's
this
good.
day and time, there's so many demands.
Yeah, busy lives.
And not just yes, so busy lives, and just knowing that as you go about your day, there's always let's say for instance, I cooked, my husband did not wash the dishes, um, and it could be, even if he didn't say, that he was maybe physically, mentally drained, so he didn't do it, right? Sometimes you don't know inside of the psyche of your, is that the best word?
I don't know.
I'm gonna use it.
Oh my goodness,
Use
psyche.
Use the context clues as to really what the reasoning is sometimes, for things to happen the way they happen. Even though we're not mind reason, it's okay, I think, for you to say, "Hey, babe, tonight I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed." If it's a big deal, whatever the situation is, because we're human. We're married, we're husband and wives, but
you're no longer two, guys. You're one.
Apparently we're one. he likes that. We like that phrase. Yes. And so, hey, this is a good time. But anyway, you are human individually, but then you are coming together as one. So to be able to know that, hey, at points and times, there's that moment that's necessary for a pass, or AKA grace, for your spouse.
Right. Just to go back and clarify, the past doesn't give you a pass to go out and do whatever. It doesn't give you a pass to take advantage of a situation or continue to do that thing. If your spouse brings it to your attention, it is up to you.
Yeah.
To practice getting better at that moment and not repeating it.
That's good.
So keep that in mind as, if you use this and you practice these principles or these things that work for us, consider that. Use that opportunity to better yourself. And another thing I just want to bring to your attention, you might look at the past as giving a pass to the person, but honestly, the past is actually not for the person. That past is for you.
Yeah.
That's given the past. It gives you a pass to move from that moment and let it go. To move forward, to move past that moment of being annoyed, that moment of being frustrated, that moment of being argumentative, that moment of building a a wall between you and the love of your life. That's a pass for you.
That's good. And your relationship deserves it.
Yes.
Your relationship deserves it. Because this is what I'm willing to bet, that at any point in time, there will be passes that will be needed for both people.
Yes.
Regardless of what it is.
Yes.
I'm gonna give my husband a pass for saying, "Hey, why didn't you make these things a priority over here?" But anyway, I'm being silly. I'm kind of throwing a little bit of shade, not gonna lie, but for the most part, I'm being silly.
She is.
But
it's okay.
You give me a pass. But no, on the real side, there will be moments where both people will need a pass. And I think it's fair, I think it's okay, I think it's necessary, because like I was just saying, we're human and your relationship needs it. Your relationship needs that grace.
You need it.
You need it.
You need it.
know, and so and when you give it to you, you're giving it to you. You know what I'm saying? Right?
Because you're no longer two.
You're one.
But you're one.
Right? And so whenever you're able to give that pass and move forward, your relationship keeps moving forward. It thrives.
It does.
You can keep smiling at each other. And as you're working on giving your spouse a pass, because like I said, I gave the example where it took me a minute to, and if I were to totally be honest, I probably am still working, not probably, take that out. I just said if I would totally be honest, I am still working on that area, And so as you are working on the area saying, okay, let me let that go. It's not necessary. Let me give my husband a pass. Let me give my wife a pass. Know that it's okay as you are in that process of learning how to give passes more often. You are healing, I think,
you're growing.
You're growing.
You're growing beyond that moment. You're growing beyond that annoyance.
Yeah.
You're growing because just like what we said in the beginning, nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
But the love of your life is right there in front of you. And when you said I do, that's what you married.
Yeah.
You married everything pertaining to that came with that husband or that wife that you embrace for the rest of your life. And so you take that and you live out the grace. You live out the past. You live out the opportunity to grow. You live out the opportunity to heal. You live out the opportunity to make yourself better. Yeah. And your relationship flourishes.
Yeah. Yeah. That is so true.
Yeah.
I think that's the benefit of a pass.
That's the benefit of a pass.
Who knew a pass could produce so much promise? I don't know. I was trying to find But anyway, I've enjoyed this chat, this conversation. Yeah. Very interesting.
Yes.
And can I say this before we go? I think also important. Oh yeah, you're gonna have to tilt your head. I see the lean now. I think also really important when you start talking about a past is also talk about a past. Like what could that look like for your relationship? Because you don't want to get to the point where, you could have given me a pass for that. No, remember that pass is for that other person.
That's for the person giving the pass.
Right. So they make that decision on what they want to give a pass on. You can't so not to always expect them to give you a pass on those things, because then that's when we can, potentially start to, manipulate situations, right? But in saying that, have a communication, have a dialogue room.
Yes.
Prior, what does that look like for us to give passes to each other?
Right.
How do we honor that pass? How will we allow that pass to move us forward? What are some things that we are, we can give a pass for that, but some things are like, no, you just can't get off the hook. We're gonna have to have a conversation about it. So whatever that conversation looks like, and remember, babe, tell the people again what the dialogue room is, because he had to remind me today when I was trying to add an eye roll in our dialogue room.
The dialogue room is an opportunity to say what's on your mind without feelings or emotions,
yeah,
to speak freely.
yeah.
Now, I just want to complete something here that it just came to me.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't give your spouse a pass, which the pass is for you, you end up holding yourself hostage. You end up locking yourself down from loving, from receiving love, from caring, from receiving care, from listening, and also from being heard. Because there's things that need to be said that if you practice giving a pass, it will free you to communicate with love. Through love and kindness have I drawn thee, is what the scripture says. I'm going to let my wife speak into your life.
I just want to drop the mic. Like, yes. Yeah. That was beautiful, babe.
Yes.
So I speak into your life and to your marriage the ability to give your spouse a pass. The ability to give, and for your spouse, the ability to receive and honor the pass that you have given to them. And look at each other as this is the one that God has given me, and they deserve this pass, this grace, and our relationship, our covenant under God has also deserves this pass and this grace. And watch the change, the smile, the love, the affection that will just, I think, either come back or rise up or become even stronger because of it. So I'm here to testify myself. Yeah, and it will be great. It will be great.
Agreed. So we say hope to you all and blessings to you all. You're no longer two, but you are one. Peace out, y'all.
That needs to be in a blooper reel.
Bye, guys.
All right, bye. Love you guys.
Take care.